let's get into this collective reading for the sign of Sagittarius. This is going to be a collective reading, so this is for any and all Sagittarius placements. If you understand your birth chart, please be conscious of where Sagittarius could be in your birth chart. If you don't know your birth chart, do not worry, do not fret. You don't have to know everything about the astrologies to just maybe hear a different perspective, gain a little bit of advice. We are going to get into a past, present, future spread here. I'm going to pull some main cards, I call them, just the main cards from one deck, and then we're going to clarify with a different deck and see what kind of clear, honest message coming out for Sagittarius. What do you need to hear for their highest good? Oh, okay. The Star, Two of Wands, the Hangman, and Eight of Cups. I don't know why I'm hearing, there's this, like, you have a beautiful livelihood about yourself, and I need to understand what that means for you, so I need to say it really quick so I can actually, like, understand what the fuck that means. There's something to do with livelihood here. I think it's how... Okay. How you're choosing to see your future. How you're choosing to see the livelihood of your future. Like, genuinely see how you're living in the future. But not just like a, oh, I see myself as this, like every problem in your life is solved kind of future. There is a strong energy of needing to almost represent not necessarily the responsibilities, but it's like everything you want to do in the future not only comes at like a cost in like a harsh way, but there are going to be things that are not so great opportunities to walk away from. And I always say not so great because the Eight of Cups gives the energy of like, it's good, but it's not really exactly what we're looking for here. And I think this is where it shifts to thinking of the true, wholehearted, like, job and responsibilities of, it could be a job that you're pursuing in the future, but there's a life for yourself that, in all, a job could be in that life for yourself, but the job of the life for yourself, there are responsibilities to the life you want to live, that you truly desire to live. And I think... you're not getting clouded by your own mind, but the more you try to see yourself in the future, live it and embody it, it almost becomes clouded in the mind. Part of that kind of makes you nervous of like, I feel like I'm losing my dream as I'm chasing it. You're not. The reason that's becoming so clouded is because the future is essentially becoming the present. So when you can't see the future anymore, it's probably because it's the present currently now. And what you've been striving for has been this thing that's been residing within you and building within you this whole entire time. And only now, when you feel like you've like are losing the sight of it, it's like you're not losing sight of it, you are becoming it. And you're only losing sight of it because you're trying to look into the future when the thing you're trying to look into the future of is currently happening right now. And that's where it gets like fuzzy and cloudy, because part of you wants to believe you are who you are right now. And I think this is a section of healing that's been being taken place for a long time, of trying to get over the reluctancy of dreaming and manifesting, creating our own dreams and realities right in front of us. I feel like you've done this in a sense. You've created an idea that you were passionate about, pursued that idea, and actually had gained not only success, but successful knowledge. Because even though you won or were successful at something, it's like winning something doesn't mean that you're done learning. Does that make sense? Just because you succeeded at one thing doesn't mean you're done learning that thing entirely. Like, there's, in my opinion, I believe there's always something new to learn in life. And having that mentality upon how you choose to live for yourself. Because are you going to choose to live for yourself in a, alright, we gotta get started? Or is it, which a lot of people I think are experiencing right now, could be the astrology currently, which is interesting. There's shifting mindsets here. Because the star is the healing, the hangman is the enlightenment and new change and shift in perspective. The Two of Wands is such a planning stage that I almost like need the other cards right now to kind of fully get a grip of what the fuck's going on there. Because there's such a, not back and forth, but you feel that there is one idea over the other, and one idea is better than the other, and constantly comparing, yet still not pursuing. Constantly comparing, and yet still not pursuing. I need to write that down. Constantly preparing and no pursuing or persevering. Okay. There's a lot. I want to say most of this reading is going to be everything that's been going on in your head, Sagittarius. If you haven't had time to really sit and think about what's going on in your head, I'm glad I sat you down here to explain it to you, because that's what we're going to be talking about. And I think there is a lack of a lantern. So when we have a lot of confusing thoughts in our minds of just how are we living our life, what's going on, are we doing this right, is this correct, is this okay, are we successful, all the thoughts we kind of have as adults of are we actually like succeeding in our lives, because we can look at other people and quickly think, damn, either I'm glad I'm not that person, or am I succeeding? Like, kind of feeling insecure, either feeling like good about like where you are, or feeling insecure, because either way there is that question that like bears in the mind of whether you are seeing someone fail at life and you're like, oh, thank God I'm not doing that. Or you see someone succeeding at life and you're like, damn, I feel like I haven't succeeded. Both have the question in their mind, what am I actually succeeding at? And I think this is the true cloud that I think you've overcome you are overcoming currently. And it feels like a cloudy, like foggy, dark, almost, I want to say like it's the abyss of your mind. I don't want to say it's like a room because it doesn't feel like a room. It's just like an open space that's just dark and foggy, and you can barely see like your hands right in front of you, kind of a thing. Kind of foggy, and the only thing that would probably help you is a lantern, like a little bit of light. And I don't know how to fully explain that metaphor into what that looks like for you, but it's something that gives you clarity in the mind. Like, that's the only real true way that I think I can genuinely explain it. And I think it's because you desire this light in the mind and feel like that if you have a light, there's this fear for somebody that if you have this light in your mind illuminating like these things you are just trying to understand and observe and see, you're afraid that something else in your mind lurking in the dark is just gonna see this glowing light and quickly like, rah, I'm gonna attack my mind here, kind of a thing. I'm gonna attack myself trying to learn more and be introspective on my mind. I feel like there's a fear of something lurking in the shadows and waiting for you to grab this lantern so it can see where you are, kind of a thing. Like, it's gonna reveal your position. I don't think that is going to exactly happen. I think it will draw moths to flames. I don't think moths are gonna bite you. I don't think that there is a harm here because all of this is within your mind. So you are the one that has that free will to basically learn how to maybe set up a net around this lantern and yourself so you're not swarmed by the moths and they're not all up in your face trying to get in your ears and your eyes and your nose, all just because you have this light and they're just like in the way. It's like you could have like maybe like a mesh net over you, protect yourself a little bit and then move through this. There's a way to, I want to say, minimize the noise. Now, this is going to be different for every single one of you. I don't know how you personally minimize the noise in your own head. That is a person-to-person thing. I can't explain how that works other than you genuinely understand and know what softens the noise in your head. It may not quiet it, but it softens it enough for you to, okay, let's find our ground, let's find our direction here, and like that, let's get ourselves home kind of feeling. But the home in the mind, that's the big healing here. There's been like a swarm around this 10 of Cups, this happiness that I think you are truly enlightened. You've enlightened yourself with this true sense of happiness and trying to battle the swarm of your mind in order to, I want to say, make it through to that life you desire to live. The more you heal, the more that life you desire to live gets clouded, because it's like you're sitting here. We have 10 of Cups and 10 of Swords out here. We have you sitting here dreaming, oh, I wish I could just like float away. And the more that you sit there and you kind of like close your eyes, you're like, oh, that dream is just gonna drift away. And it's not drifting away. It's more of you embodying this new version of yourself, almost blindly following and intuitively, like, I want to say sailing towards your passions, desires, happiness. Last card for the star here. Is any one of these? Okay. Seven of Wands. Clarifying the Star card. 10 of Cups reversed. 10 of Swords. 7 of Wands. How you go about your own healing has been your choice and your decision this whole time. And I think needing to recognize that is going to help you find your ground. See how, like, that person's standing on one of the wands? They're finding their ground. Amidst all of this inner chaos, and even inner chaos of sometimes Seven of Wands it usually talks about how everyone can have all these different advice, bits of opinions, even just like rude, aggressive opinions. And there is always a choice of these things are overwhelming you, or they're actually providing you a bit of what you could say is spiteful guidance. And it's not exactly spiteful, because sometimes people can be like, oh yeah, you'll never be that dream thing you want to be. You'll never get your dreams, kind of a thing. And you're like, all right, yeah, watch me try. And I think there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of like oomph in doing the thing you want to do, because someone's like, yeah, you can never do that. And you're like, oh, okay, well, if you don't think I can, I'm just going to go do it because I was going to go do it anyway. Like, you're not doing it because you want to spite somebody. You're doing it because you wanted to do it anyway. And if that person's going to say that you can't do it right as you're about to go do it, you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to go do it more and even have more fun, because it's kind of sad that you're sitting here bullying me when I'm just living my life, kind of a thing. That's the energy of some Seven of Wands, but some of them could just be like a friendly neighbor or parent being like, oh, I wish you did this with your life, and you should do this, and oh, you're so good at this, and you've helped me out so much with this thing, you should do this for your job, and whatever 2 cents they want to offer. And even if it's a friend being like, yo, dude, that's actually a pretty cool thing, you should sell that, or you should sell that service, or I don't know, something simple. You take it as, okay, that's literally any opinion, good, bad, mediocre, kind of alright, whatever. You are taking that as that is your opinion. I'm going to follow what I feel the need to follow. There is no disrespect in the good opinions. When you say, hey, thank you, thanks for sharing, I'm going to keep it in mind. I'm still going to go about it this way, and then maybe next time I'll consider it, but I'll think about it. There's nothing wrong with just having that, like, communicative respect of, hey, you have a good opinion, and it's a respectful opinion, you're respectfully bringing up and communicating to me. I'm going to respectfully say, hey, I'll think about it, or just keep it in the back of my mind, and you don't have to do anything with that idea. And if people are going to be mean about their opinion, then you just don't have to listen to them at any point, and you can honestly just go about your day like normal, paying no attention, no mind, because I think there's an energy here of Sagittarius's feel, oh, you're gonna sit here and bully me for living my life? Well, I don't want my time wasted, and I know you don't want your time wasted, so I'm just gonna go so we don't waste either of our times, and that's it. Like, no even, like, sly comment, just, okay, bye. Okay, bye. Where'd that card go? Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Two of Cups coming out to clarify the Two of Wands. Interesting. The Lovers. This is all about choices, people, not about love. This is about choices. I don't want any delusional ass MF thinking this is about love just because the Two of Cups and the Lovers card is out here. We ain't delusional. Remember what I said before about all this is in your mind? This is all you, Sagittarius. I'm just saying. I know y'all like to think that, oh, Two of Cups and the Lovers. The love of my life is coming in. No, the love of your actual life that you're living is coming in. That's the love that's coming in for you. The love of your actual life. Living that life. Your life. Ooh, interesting. Clarifying the Two of Wands, Two of Cups reversed, the Lovers, and the Hermit. I'm gonna read what this person said in chat for anyone on YouTube, because I think it's the perfect explanation of how to just stonewall anyone who's like bullying you into believing that, hey, no, my opinion's a good opinion, you should follow it, blah 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 blah. Someone said, I'm at the age where if you want to say 1 + 1 = 11, good job, yes it is, have a nice day, and you move on. Don't pay any 2 mind or 2 cents or even 2 brain cells about it, not even half a brain cell of thought about it. Just, and sometimes what I do is I sit there and I like will vent about it only once to somebody, like, or like only once to like somebody I know, and then I'll never bring it up to them again. I may bring it up to another person, like if it's the first time I'm telling them, but that's the only time I'll bring it up that just happened. Okay, anyway, so what do you want for dinner tonight? So getting into the Two of Wands, a lot of choices, decisions, planning stages of the mind. We have a card about, I want to say, sacred union with the self in reverse. I feel like this has been a choice on your mind for a while now. And I'm glad the Hermit card came out here, because this is the true idea of the lantern I was speaking of, the lantern in the mind. We have to come together with ourselves, Two of Cups, to make this choice, the Lovers, to choose our introspection. Our introspection is that finding the lantern of the mind, to explore the mountain of the mind. The Hermit is always a card that purposely looks within to find deeper meaning amongst all of the clouds and the dark depths of the minds and these confusing things in the sky. Yet there's this path, this very clear path to your soul. And maybe you have a little internal friend, inner child there maybe, or inner guidance helping you as a friend along the way. That cloak is very important too, because I feel like when I was giving this, the dark parts of our mind seem like when we bring light to them, it just brings moths to a flame. Putting on this metaphorical of calming the noise and then lighting the lantern is very important to your mental health, I feel, to how all of these little, I think, thoughts, emotions, states of mind, I want to say. You're just, like, acknowledging and, like, putting on the table of awareness. There is a lot that's going to help you process this when you clear and soften the noise. It's not clearing the noise, because I know it's not all that easy in the mind, but when we soften the noise, there is, okay, I can breathe for a second, and I can actually focus on what I need to do. Instead of just, it's always a little thing nagging in the mind, which sometimes in this metaphor is like a moth just like constantly flying around your head or buzzing past your ear, and you're just kind of like, get out of here, get out of here, kind of a thing. I think that softening the noise to also others' opinions of how you should go about these certain plans of yours, these successful plans of yours, quieting that noise, I think, is beneficial for you at this time as well. Oh my fucking god. So we are moving on to clarifying the Hanged Man. Clarifying the Hangman is the Hangman, by the way. Just saying. It says the Hanged One, which, if anyone wants a very, what I could consider almost like non-binary, a little they-them kind of themed deck, the Cosmic Slumber Tarot is very not very inclusive in that matter. It's more of, instead of saying the Hanged Man, it's the Hanged One, which makes more sense because, I mean, anyone can be in this state. But I always have to, like, remind people that these are genderless cards. Doesn't matter who is depicted in these cards. The meaning of the cards is talking about you and what's going on in your lives. I really, 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 really want you to be wholeheartedly honest with yourself. And I want you to see that as, you know what, I owe it to myself to just be honest. You don't have to be honest with anyone but yourself. You don't have to tell me about anything. You don't have to tell your friends, closest person you know, as long as you're honest with yourself. Then take the time to provide some softening of the noise in the mind. And then after that, I want to say, take a walk outside if you can. Have some, like, eat some good fruit, or have a good, like, good meal that has all kinds of nutrients in it. Like, fill your body up, like, physically with something good and healthy. It doesn't have to be, like, perfectly healthy, but literally just going outside and going on a walk on a nice day, because summer is pretty much ending right now. Seasons are changing, so whether it's getting warmer or colder where you are, try, I guess, to use this time to still take a nice walk outside if you can. If you can't, there are things that your body needs, and it's not just food. It could literally just be like, I need a moment of silence and to just, like, breathe. Because breathing and just that meditative, like, deep breath, you are giving your brain essentially the one tool and component it needs to function. And that is oxygen. The more oxygen you give your body, the more that your body can function well with your brain, and vice versa, and it all is good. It's not a surefire solution, but breathing is good for your body inherently. I don't think I need to tell you twice about that. Clarifying the Hangman is the Hanged One, the Page of Swords reversed, and the Tower reversed, with 9 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. What do you need to clear out before you can truly believe in your own manifestations? And not believe in the manifestations, believe that you are the manifestation. What needs to come crashing down and to change and shift in order for you to actually provide some true, passionate direction for yourself? Because there's a belief and structure within you that is falling, and you know it's falling. The tower is here to say that it's falling. But when you've gained the enlightenment, you gotta come down off the enlightenment tree. That's what the hanged man is all about. The hanged one, it puts themselves up there purposefully to gain a new perspective. And once you've gained it, well, what are you gonna do with it? I'm not here to tell you how to handle it. I just am curious of what you want to do. And if you're not sure at this moment, or you say, hold on, I'm not done, I need to start and actually finish this thing before I tell you about it, I'm excited to see what you make. It's like telling someone, hey, I'm going to make a new art piece, but I don't want to share it because I think it's a really cool art piece and I want it to be a surprise. There is an energy of that. But you gotta be the one to actually reconcile with yourself, be honest with yourself. The Nine of Wands is all about reconciliation. But it's reconciliation to recognize there are too many wands to carry. There are too many ideas to carry, and whether they are ideas all from you, they are for sure some ideas all from some other people and need to be cleared out. Because you don't need to take anyone else's idea into consideration but your own. And let's say someone has a kind of good idea and maybe you kind of would like to take that idea, but you wouldn't really want to do it exactly how they said, then don't do it exactly how they're doing it. If you want to take a part of someone's idea and morph it into your own idea, so it's part of someone else's but still like a part of your whole original idea, you're allowed to do that. That's how artists, like painters and just people, artists even work in general. Like you see something that you're like, oh, that's a cool color scheme, I'm gonna do that color scheme for this. Think of the glitch, any like kind of glitch artwork or grunge artwork, or like there's different styles of art that are because people will essentially like copy one another and not really copy them fully, but be like, oh, I like that idea, but I'm gonna take it and make it my own. I like that part of your thing that you did there. I want to do something similar, but I want to do it this way. You can do that about the decisions you make in your life. You can do that and make those decisions in your life and truly understand how this is the thing that's been providing you enlightenment this whole time. And if you didn't hear what I said, you best either clip it on Twitch or wait for YouTube and rewatch this on YouTube, because holy, that's all I need to say. I'm literally being like there, I have no words. Like there was like my brain said that last thing and was like, done. No more, no less. You know what you need to do. So go ahead and do it. And I'm excited to see what you create and what comes out of it. So thank you for being here and listening to your reading. Thank you for letting me read your cards, Sagittarius. This is a lovely, beautiful, a little bit of an exhilarating reading. So thank you for listening. And if you're watching live on Twitch, we're not ending yet. But if you're watching on YouTube in the future times, thank you for watching. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.